Jirehl, Nikos, and good to see you again. Just curious, obviously, you've been around for a few years and, offense is kind of loaded with some young talent going into the season. How have you, maybe taken on a leadership role this year, both on and off the field for some of the younger guys?
Right now, I'm just trying to make sure that I'm a good leader in the running back room. Losing Rory Walling, who was a really good leader, and just did everything right, and losing Brees Hall, who was also a good leader, and just made sure that we all knew what we were doing as running backs. Just making sure that the young guys still have that person to look up to.
Hi, Jirehl. Rob Gray here. Coach Manning said you've always kind of had that leadership quality. Is that something that's kind of helped you as I guess a backup, but a backup that has made a difference on the field a number of times, that you're ready to slide into the starting role, but you've always approached life as if you were at that spot?
Most definitely. I feel like the maturity that I have has allowed me to, be able to stick it out and be a leader, even though I wasn't starting. Like, I would still help Brees, still help Kane, still help those guys with anything that they needed, and knowing that my time would come. And I feel like I can show a different type of leadership towards the young guys, moving into a bigger role.
Where does your maturity come from? Did you have some role models growing up that just kind of helped you come into this program, even when you were a really young guy, a true freshman, and come in with that maturity level that you can handle things, you don't get ahead of yourself, you don't worry about things you can't control, etc.?
I mean, it's going to sound kind of cliche, but both my parents, and I've talked about my parents before. I feel like they just raised me the right way. And, it's not like I struggled as a child. I've been pretty blessed with everything that I've earned and everything like that. I just feel like they have made sure to teach me the lessons that not everybody gets a chance to learn.
Thanks.
Jirehl, it's Randy. I asked you this 18 months ago, 24 months ago, whenever, that something about you had a decision to make. You could have gone into the transfer portal, which obviously more and more people are doing these days, but you decided not to. And I remember you talking about, you said your parents had an input in that as well. And knowing that Brees was ahead of you, yet you stayed. Go through that decision-making process, if you can recall it.
I mean, in all reality, there wasn't that much of a decision. It was kind of, that's not who I am. And I said it when I was when we were at the Cheez-It Bowl. A lot of people now have been transferring and everything, and just trying to get out of the situation that they're in. And for some people, I can see it happening, but for me, I just didn't. There was never not really a thought in my head where I'm not gonna be here anymore. I'm gonna go try and find a new home. And I think, like I said, my parents have kind of just always told me to never give up. My time is coming. And I prayed about it. I'm really big in my faith, and I prayed about it, and I prayed about it with my mom and my dad. And this is the place that I not dreamed, but I had a prayer and God spoke to me, and this is the place that I was, and I feel like this is the place that I will thrive, and this is the place where I will continue to be. And that was a big part of my decision to stay, and not even kind of have the decision of leaving.
Thanks, Jirehl. I appreciate it.
Hey, Jirehl, we talked with Xavier at open practice last week, and he mentioned that he already sees Hunter having some superstar qualities in him. Those were his words. I'm curious, in the time that you've been with Hunter, do you share that same belief in him? And if so, what do you feel like stands out about him?
Most definitely. With Hunter and I both being backups last year, we got a lot of time to time on the field together, and I see. I mean, I don't know much about quarterback, but his accuracy, his patience, his leadership skills, I feel like they all kind of complement him and into being what could be a superstar quarterback, a really good quarterback, and a really good quarterback for this program.
Have you guys talked at all, and maybe you haven't, but I'm curious, have you guys talked at all about maybe you guys becoming that next like dynamic duo on offense for this program? Obviously, Brock was Brock Purdy was obviously the stable force here for multiple seasons. And then obviously Brees put up, historic numbers for this program. And those two kind of worked in tandem. Have you had any talks with Hunter about like, hey, we could kind of be that next, group of guys going forward?
I not necessarily. I mean, I feel like in the back of our head, we both believe that is a possibility. But right now, I think we're just focusing on, helping this team get to where we want to be. We lost a lot with making sure that it's not, not a looking back at it and being like, oh, we missed those guys, but looking forward and saying we're happy with the guys that we have in the direction that we're moving, and just making sure that that this offense is ready to go once the season starts.
What's he like behind the scenes? We haven't had a big chance to talk to him so far this spring. I'm curious, like as someone that's been around him for a year or so, I mean, what's he like behind closed doors?
Hunter's a funny guy. I actually, Hunter and I are really good friends. Even outside of football, we'll hang out all the time. And he's just a good guy to be around. He's not a crazy all over the place guy. He's always very calm in whatever he's doing. But no, he's a good guy to be around. He's a funny guy, and just someone that I wouldn't mind going on a trip with or something like that. So no, he's a good guy even outside of football.
Thanks.
Jirehl, Rob Gray again. I wonder, as you went into the off season, what are some things you identified that you wanted to improve, in yourself from a physical or mental standpoint? And how do you feel you did that to come into spring really sharp?
Well, I looked at myself after the Clemson game and told myself that next year I wanted to get bigger, faster, stronger. That's always the goal. But I put on a good amount of pounds in the past 8 weeks, and then mentally I just feel like I wanted to make sure that, because I know the offense, but I wanted to learn it even more like the back of my hand, just to make sure that I know more about all the positions, not just running back, so I can be that leader for guys that are in my room.
Thanks.